Alright guys, so I had to record a quick video on this thing. So this is my aunt's 2005 Kia Sportage, and I almost killed her today. She was coming down Poncha Pass in Colorado. It's a few miles and it's pretty damn steep. But she said she lost all her brakes, and like there's tons of smoke coming from her e-brake when she ripped it. She was literally contemplating opening up the door and jumping out if it didn't stop before going off the cliff. Yeah, pretty crazy, man. But I wanted to show you guys something. So the brakes seem fine, but if we start it up, and it did have, she mentioned it did have a check engine light when, like, after she stopped. All right, so I've got everything set up. I'm gonna show you guys what it's gonna do. Now, my foot's not touching the gas. That's 5,000 RPM. It's just sitting there. Now it's trying to climb. Once again, not touching the gas. So what's happening? So what was happening when she was coming down that grade is this thing was trying to accelerate, and her pushing the brake was just trying to keep it under control. Well, you know, you can't ride the brakes for too long or they'll fade, and you know, they stop braking properly. Well, that's exactly what happened. She said the pedal went pretty much all the way to the floor. She didn't feel like she had any brakes, and she just ripped the e-brake when she got to the dirt pull-off area as hard as she could, and it was just enough to stop it. She said she went probably from here to our avalanche over there before it stopped. Just full crank on the e-brake. So yeah, I'm gonna put this thing in the driveway and let's see what happens. All right, I got you guys on my head now. Let's try this again. So crank the wheel to the left because that's the way I'm going. Gives me one less thing to worry about. Get this charger cord out of the way. Yeah, the brakes are like to the floor right now. Whoo! Oh yeah, that's fun right there. Yeah, awesome. Oh my gosh, I got a carb rebuild coming for the Willys, by the way. I'm sure this video will be probably out before that, but you never know. We'll see. But yeah, that's sketchy, man. Like, just in first gear coming over here, I was pretty much on the brakes all the way to the floor. So yeah, fucking Kias. Granted, this could happen to any newer car, but it's not going to happen to that, and it's not going to happen to that. That's just crazy, man. Alright guys, so I don't know how well you all are going to be able to see, but I was chasing the evap code because she said the check engine light came on right after she pulled the e-brake. So I've got everything that goes to the charcoal canister, and this is the, whoops, here's the charcoal canister. It's above the diff here. And I've got everything disconnected. I've got all the wiring disconnected. I've got all of the evap hoses disconnected. And the actual evap valve, the code I was getting is right here where my finger is. And it's all disconnected, but the car still revs to the moon. What the hell? Alright, so to explain my expression just then, I was expecting it to rev up again. So earlier I had my dad start it while I was under there. I disconnected every line and sensor or wiring harness that goes to the charcoal canister down there. And that valve I was talking about that the code threw for was on the charcoal canister. So I had all that disconnected. I had him restart it, and it still revved to the moon. So we shut it back off, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, all right, let's take the engine cover off. So I did that. I made sure the throttle was in the, you know, like off position, and it wasn't like stuck open or anything. And I was thinking about it, so I'm like, all right, let's just see what the unplugging the mass airflow sensor does. So I unplugged the mass airflow sensor and I start it, and it runs just fine. It runs like normal, doesn't, you know, rev to the moon or anything. But then I went to record, so I plugged it back in, went and started it, and as you saw, it ran normally. So that's why I was so weirded out with my reaction, because if the mass airflow sensor was bad, you'd think it'd be doing that all the time, but just me unplugging it and plugging it back in like it's some fucking computer, I mean, I'm not that far off, but still, somehow fixed it. Like, what? So yeah, we've Dad's sitting here, he cleaned the mass airflow sensor, and we're just gonna put it back together and see what happens, I guess. I mean, I know it'll be fine. Dirty ass filter doesn't help. The car is caked in dirt underneath too. It's awful. But so yeah, a bad mass airflow sensor actually almost killed my aunt, not a a bad evap solenoid or something. That's crazy, man, because normally it just wouldn't run right, or wouldn't run at all if you've got a bad mass airflow sensor. This is the first time I've seen it somehow malfunction and just rev to the moon because the car thinks it's not getting enough air or something. I don't know. I don't feel like it's going through the process in my head, but we fixed it somehow. So yeah, yeah. We're gonna put it back together, and I guess that'll be that. We'll drive it around a little bit, shut it off, start it again, see what happens, make sure it doesn't do it again. And if it does do it again, well, I'll just get out, unplug the mass airflow sensor, plug it back in again, and see what happens.
At least she ain't dead.
Yeah, at least she ain't dead, for real. That's, I mean, the way she was talking, I was like, oh yeah, I mean, hell, I don't, that would have been crazy, man, because I would have let off the I'll let off the brake to see what it did, and, you know, it just would have went zooming down the fucking hill. And, you know, granted, I'm mechanically inclined, so I would have shut it off to see what that did, if that changed anything, and if it did, then I would have known, all right, let's shut it off, use the e-brake to slow down and coast to, you know, a flat spot so I can pull over and see what's wrong. But, you know, people aren't like that. People don't think like that, like me. And I've fucked myself over going down that hill multiple times trying to save gas. I'll shut the vehicle off, and then, you know, you lose power steering and you lose power brakes, and they're like, oh fuck, turn it back on, turn it back on. And hell, I did that in the 8-1 a while ago. I actually shut the truck off and it locked up the fucking steering wheel because I had the key in the lock position. I was like, oh shit, why did I do that? All right, turn it back on quick, start it up. Oh yeah, but Yeah, what a crazy issue to have.
Christine.
Yeah, my aunt's name is Christine, so you know, like the car Christine, that, yeah, trying to kill her. Jeez, man, fucking Kia. I don't know. All in all, this is a great car. It's been great for her. She's had to put some money into it though. But man, hopefully the brakes are still fine, because she just had like all new brakes put on. So yeah. Anyways, guess I'll end that here. We'll take it for a ride later and you know, just drive it around, make sure it's fine. But it wasn't fine. Alright, so I've got this Kia. I cleaned the garage up and I brought the Kia in the garage. Last time you guys saw, I thought it was a mass airflow sensor. We cleaned it, put it all back together. Well, we drove 2 miles at most, and the throttle stuck again. I was able to put it in neutral and coast to the O'Reilly's parking lot. And there I started testing stuff. So I've got all this apart. I've got the air filter and the air filter housing apart, or out of it, I mean. Of course, the engine cover's off, air filter housing, mass airflow sensor, and the tube that goes from the mass airflow sensor to the engine onto the throttle body. Anyways, when we were at O'Reilly's, while it was still idling high, I just tried everything. And by tried everything, I mean I unplugged everything, like literally everything. Mass airflow sensor, unplugged it, didn't do a damn thing. Throttle position sensor, undid it, didn't do a damn thing. Idle air control valve, unhooked it, didn't do a damn thing. And then I, even with the engine cover and stuff on, I reached back here to the throttle. You guys can see this. So there, you'll see 2 like tabs. So this front tab here connects to the throttle pedal, and this rear one connects to the cruise control. So the cruise control controls this back arm, but this front arm is controlled by the throttle pedal, and of course it has a spring that keeps it has it come back. Well, if I go into the car every once in a while, if I press the throttle pedal down real slow, right there, so I went about, I'd say 70 to 75% of the way down, and I hear a somewhat audible click. And now, as you can see this gap? Well, it just got better. If I push the throttle from the throttle body, the spring pressure will overcome and actually close it. But as you guys saw, it was open. This throttle body's way the hell back here, so it's hard to show you guys, but it was open about, you guys saw, it was about that far open. I haven't gotten it to stick again, but I did notice something. And I think this is probably the problem. You see the hole where the throttle cable goes through on this bracket right here? Yeah. It's not flush out. It's like half in there, half like it's not in the hole. Like we should be able to see it. See the back one, how we can actually see it? It's nice and straight. This front one's not. It's cocked at an angle this way. So I'm gonna try to get a pick in there and like push it back into where it's supposed to be. Alright, I figured it out. So because this, you know, the pin there, the end of the throttle cable, because it is not in here straight, when it is being given throttle, what's happening is the throttle cable is actually getting stuck on the bracket when it's about halfway open. So I'm going to show you guys. Just like that. All I did was I pushed the throttle cable this way towards the camera a little bit while the throttle is open, and it gets stuck right there. So yeah, because of this pin not being in here straight, it's cocking it at an angle and it's catching on the bracket somewhere. So now that I'm able to replicate it, I'm going to try to get that pin back in place. Alright, I had to open the throttle all the way and wiggle it a bit, but I was able to get that thing in here all the way. Oh man, they crammed this thing in here, man. It's so far back. Let me get a screwdriver. Hopefully I can point it out. See how far out now it's sitting? That's how it should be. Not how it was, where it was literally halfway out. I just do not understand. I've never seen or heard of that happening before, ever. Alright, so I got inside and mashed the throttle probably 20 times or so. And it seems like it's staying where it's supposed to, but I'd prefer it if it would stay out. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm just gonna put this back together. At least I know what the problem mostly is. So I'm gonna put this back together and probably test drive it a few times, make sure it's okay now. But yeah, geez, what a that's just insane, man. That's just crazy. And I could never get it to do it when I was messing with it up here. I was only able to get it to stick by pressing the gas pedal. Once again, this is that 2005 Kia Sportage with the V6, and it is 4-wheel drive. So yeah, that's yep, so fixed, right? That's fixed, right? I mean, I don't know if it's fixed, but it's different, and I'm definitely 100% stealing that from Junkyard Digs. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the Willys and the 75 Mustang 2 revival. I'll edit this up because it's a quick video, but man, that is just crazy, man. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, I guess.